What is going on, man? Welcome back to the Unchained Podcast. I'm your host, Alex. This is Richie, and he is here today with me in a podcast studio after, a 3-week break? What, were you on vacation?
No, I think that there's been substantial events in the last 3 weeks.
Bring your microphone closer to me.
I think they can hear me.
No, now I can.
Yeah, didn't move it.
Anyway. Yeah, you bailed on us for 3 weeks. Run me through it. What happened?
Amazing. Yeah, I bailed. Yeah, we took time off for Easter week.
Uh-huh.
That turned into a
There was something that happened during Easter week.
Yeah, it's called We Were Busy.
No, I think I was on a vacation, wasn't I? Like a staycation?
Yeah, I mean, we took time off, but
wasn't
we
there
didn't
a sick
anywhere.
cat?
No, Red was good by then because he was good during the last podcast. He was on the mend
I can't believe
already.
it's been 3 weeks.
It's because it's not been a full 3. It
Yeah,
won't be 3
since we've
until
last
next
recorded,
week.
it's been 3 weeks, but that's beside the point.
This is why, folks.
Anyway, well, yeah. How's your vacation been?
Yeah, that was pretty much non-existent because I was going 150 miles an hour all 4 days or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I was off
Yeah.
those few days.
And then I died. Well, kind of.
Well, that's a bit of an
I almost
exception.
died. Let's call it what it is. Let's be honest here. I almost died.
He did not almost.
Dude, I had gangrene. People haven't gotten that since 1800.
Well, the plagues worked back then, too.
It's like someone walking up to me and being like, yeah, you got dysentery. That's how I felt.
Welcome to Oregon Trail.
Yeah, pretty much. That's when he told me that. I was like, "What is this, Oregon Trail?" That's
You're going to give people the context as you don't just get gangrene.
I mean, I feel like they know. Okay, so
I doubt it.
yeah, if you haven't caught up, I was in the hospital. Well, I started off with abdominal pain, and Richie telling me it's not that bad. He said it's not that bad. You're just making it up. And then I said, I don't know, man. It's getting pretty bad. And then I started vomiting because of the pain. At that point, which I told Richie,
You still
hey,
thought
man.
you had food poisoning at that point.
Yeah, at that point I said, hey, man, I might need to go to the hospital. So his family comes and picks me up and takes me to the hospital. And then they do a CAT scan. And what's weird is the appendix pain was on the left side, not the right side where it should be. Apparently you can have phantom pains. It's a whole thing. So I'm having phantom pains, and they're like, we're going to do a MRI.
No, CT.
Was it a CT CAT scan?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know. They're all the same thing, aren't they?
Not at all.
I mean, it's not an X-ray. X-ray is bones.
Cool. Yep. MRI and CT is not the same
What's
thing.
an
Anyway,
MRI for?
Move along. We'll discuss this later.
Anyway, okay. So they do the scan. I was on morphine, so that doesn't help very much. But they were trying to numb the pain. Then they say, hey, dude, your thing's really swollen, looks pretty bad. We're going to have to ship you to another hospital because there's no doctor that can do what needs to be done. So then they put me in an ambulance after 3 hours of waiting for the ambulance to get there, which, if that's the response time, no wonder people die.
But did you die?
I could have. So they put me in the back of a ambulance, and I am like this, all strapped up, can't move, and they're just bouncing me around on all these awful roads like Route 8, and it was fun. Then they take me to the wrong hospital, not the one I was supposed to be at, the wrong hospital, and that's just to load me back up, to bounce me back around for another 17 to 20 minutes, and then I get to the hospital. And I meat up with you.
Yeah.
You were at the right hospital.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Yeah. So anyway.
It's like I could read.
So then I go into surgery, and they tell me that I had gangrene on my appendix because it had died inside of me. Yeah. Which, I mean, I knew I was dead on the inside, but not to that extent.
See, you took it literally, didn't you?
Jesus says die to self, not, kill off your organs.
Die to gangrene. I mean,
yeah.
Granted, that one's a plug and play. You don't really need that one. It's a removable dongle.
Yeah, well, that removable dongle has made me feel really weird this week, but we're getting there.
You'll live.
So our topic today, I even printed out a thing for Richie to make it super nice and easy. I printed a paper.
Your mic
Our
is
topic,
way too close.
Well, our topic today is on a lying tongue.
Yes.
Not a dying appendix.
Jesus Christ.
In case you didn't tell by the intro, that's our topic. It's from Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 17.
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to hit you with a quote. Let's see what your thoughts are. I'm going to say it slow here.
I bet you are.
And we're just going to sit in silence.
You should see this, folks.
We're going to let it breathe, okay? The most dangerous lie you ever believe is the one that you told yourself? I'm gonna let that sit.
Okay.
Let it simmer.
Marinating in this?
You ever told yourself a lie?
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely.
Why is it the first thing I think of when I think of this topic of the lying tongue? I think of Seinfeld when he says, if you believe it, it's not a lie.
Yeah.
That's my first thought.
Yeah, I mean, we have a whole sector of society whose lives revolve around them telling themselves lies. So they have a coping mechanism.
This
So
is very true.
But it's pretty dangerous when you get to that point because you've convinced yourself that if you can think it up, dream it up, whatever up, it's okay.
I could be a cat tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then does that mean I have to go to work at that point?
You do, but you got to take a litter pan with you.
Well, what about like a little laser? They can at least point where they want me to go.
That would work with you.
I think it would work. I think I'd make a great cat.
Yeah, lay around a lot, lazy, eat.
I had surgery. I was dead. It's
That's
not my
a likely
fault.
excuse. Yes, 20-minute surgery, folks. Oh, my God.
Well, okay. All right. So we live in a world right now that's normalized lying in politics.
Yeah.
It's normalized lying in social media.
It's everywhere. I mean,
lying
it's
in
whatever
advertising.
It's used to basically convey whatever you want to do to make your own.
Unfortunately, there's lying
Truth.
in churches too.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Yeah. Yep. You have
That's the worst place for it to be.
some that pick and choose words, pick and choose sentences, have an agenda. I mean, TBH, we got something called Scientology, so we already know that's a lie. But
Yeah.
shout out to my Scientologists. Anyway. Tell me how you really feel, Alex.
I'll take groups of people who don't watch
Yo,
this
tell me
for
why.
500.
Tell me why I was at Florence and I'm driving past and I see like this
Oh,
beautiful
man.
Baptist church and then right next to it's to like a Scientologist church.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder, be in that church, how awkward it would be like to like wave at your neighbor and God says to love your neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And you're at a Scientology church next
Just
door.
take them a pie.
What kind of pie? Is there a key in the pie?
What?
Like a prison pie where they hide keys in cakes. I watch too many movies. All right, there's usually like a file or a key inside of a pie or a cake. You're really not riffing with me today.
You're exhausting. You're very exhausting. See, you've got the benefit of having been home for a few hours, and I just rolled in the door to appease you. So,
Do you like podcasting?
love it.
I can tell.
It's what I get up for every day.
So are you
Didn't you
lying
know?
at this moment?
No, it's a lie you told yourself.
Ah, interesting. All right. Let's talk about lying in advertising. I feel like that's the easiest one to start with.
Well, I mean, that's been going on since the dawn of time. Scientists created a lovely little product called margarine many, 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 many years ago. Circa,
I can't believe that it's not butter.
Yeah,
But I
you
can
when you taste
I
it.
can believe it's not
Um,
butter.
But if you go back to literally 40s, 50s, and 60s, that was pretty much the crescendo for anything science came out of the lab with. If they created something, the original intention for margarine was it was created to fatten turkeys. And they attempted that, but when they ate it, they died.
Huh.
So they had spent all this money, research, time, blah, blah, blah. So they literally eat these things and they die from it because it doesn't do what it was supposed to. So the businesses that created it said, we got way too much money in this. We can't just, scrap this and go back to the drawing board. So they presented it to basically the Board of Health and passed it off as being the low cholesterol alternative to butter.
Interesting. And yet it is more fattening, even though it's low cholesterol.
It'll clog your arteries real quick.
I mean, it seems like a
The
poison.
proof was in the pudding because I'm pretty sure that the ancient nomads knew how to cook, and they probably did so with, rendered fat.
Why do you
lard.
think the world's trying to poison people?
I mean, you know that it's been going on for many, many, many years because there was so much stuff in medical science that was advancing, and then you had families like the Rockefellers that paid
Rothschilds.
to stop these things from transcending so that they could go on, because there's always more money in a patient than there is in a cure. Because a cure is, though it may not be a one and done scenario, like one time thing you take and it's over with. Obviously, once you lose a patient, you lose a stream of continuous income.
Yeah.
Because the amount that gets billed for EOBs is enough to make you just gag. I mean, I went to primary care physician, had a 10-minute conversation with the man in the office, known him for 25 plus years, basically to sit there and talk about nothing medical, honestly, whatsoever. And he wanted to run a blood panel on me because we're getting reestablished as my primary. I don't go to the doctor, folks. I don't go to the doctor. And he wanted to get a ground basis for blood work and stuff. So, okay, cool, whatever. So they come in, poke me in the arm, take 2 little vials of blood, and 5 minutes later send me on my way. And when I got that EOB in the mail, it was $777 for that 15 minutes of luxury in that cold office. 5 minutes of conversation and 2 vials of blood that were ran through 3 different blood panels.
Yep, and then insurance, they lie about what the price should be, and then...
Oh, yeah, it's so exaggerated because they know that, especially in today's society, and sadly I got to sit there and watch that literally firsthand when I was in the ER there waiting on you to show up that night. The clientele that was coming through that door, if you sat there for 15 minutes, you could fully understand exactly why medical billing is the way that it is. Because I know for a fact I sat there and watched 3 sets of people come into that OR with stuff that should have never been brought into an OR.
Yeah, urgent care, maybe.
I mean, one was a girl that literally came in because her wrist hurt after she fell off a swing. It wasn't broken. It wasn't even swollen. Like, sincerely, it wasn't even swollen. And it's like,
what's that called?
On it.
Not a hypochondriac.
Well, no, it's just literally...
There's a term for it.
There's a demographics of society that utilizes the ER like it's their own primary care office because they have no insurance. They know that they will never get a bill for anything that's ever done for them in the hospital because when you go in and you don't have insurance, they can't deny you care. And everybody knows that if you don't pay it, it just sits there.
Well, it's not like it just sits there. Then it gets inflated on our end for people.
Oh, yeah.
That do.
I mean, but for them, there's no consequence because they ain't got to pay it in the first place. You think they care how much the service costs?
Yeah, that's true. Is that considered lying in some sorts of way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going into a location where you're supposed to be basically thinking or knowing that you're on death's door with a major problem. And, this chick, 17, 18, 19, maybe a little older than that, maybe early 20s, comes in with an owie that could have been taken care of with, a bag of ice and some ibuprofen, which I'm quite sure they probably literally took her back, did x-rays on it, said, yep, nothing broken, got a sprain, put it in an elastic wrist wrap, and 30 minutes later had her out the door. Now, for me or you, that'd be $4 or $5 grand.
Yeah, that's awful. And it's crazy how much is charged. Yeah.
Oh, it's asinine. Literally, the pricing is absolutely through the roof for stuff.
This brings us to the system. The system is a cage. And
it's a circle.
It keeps you in the system where you have to work to pay for the taxes, for your car, for your house, for the bills that are coming in.
Yep.
You never truly own anything, so that's not good either.
Rent for life.
Rent for life. Even if you pay off your house, you still got to pay taxes on it every year.
Yep.
And so you can't stop. If you want to, live off the land, you still got to pay for a fishing license. You still have to pay for collecting water and rainwater license.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can't do that.
It's impossible.
It's against the law to have, raw milk.
What?
Yeah.
So how do people have cows?
Well, that's dairy farms where it's collected for pasteurization and then sent off to a facility where it gets processed.
Okay, so what is
like
raw milk?
It doesn't come...
Is it like powdered milk?
Raw would be what the milk is before it goes anywhere after it comes out of the cow.
Oh, so if like someone just like takes it out of the cow and then brings it to their fridge, it's illegal?
Yeah,
Why is that illegal?
exactly.
That seems kind of odd. If I'm paying for the food for the cow, I should be able to drink the milk without taking it somewhere to be able to
do whatever
pay.
you please if you're the one facilitating the production.
What about eggs?
Well, there's nothing other than washing them. There's not really a lot that gets done with eggs.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the world traps us in this lie. They call it the American dream, or wherever you live.
It's the American lie.
It is, and that brings me to politicians today, and the fact that like during campaigns, you know, things are said. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that," and then when it comes down to it, nothing's really ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, that's lying, all right? You have some politicians.
It's called lip service.
Yeah, well, I mean, okay. So, in modern context, did you see what happened with Kash Patel?
I did not.
Okay, all right. Let me run you through it. If you want to pull it up, you can. That's up to you. So, Kash Patel was in his office, and okay, sorry. Let's pause. A news article came out that Kash Patel was in his office, and that his computer password was not working.
Okay.
He starts screaming at people, saying that he got fired and this is ridiculous, blah, 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 blase, blah. Then a press conference comes out. All right, he's on the news, and they're like, did you get locked out? He's like, no, I didn't get locked out. I didn't get locked out. This never happened. This is such a lie that this newspaper article just came out. Okay, maybe they did lie. All right, someone's lying.
Yeah.
Now, here's what gets weird. He's on a news station, and he says specifically to the lady that he's going to be suing for defamation of character because they were also talking about some alcoholism. Like, you know, I mean, TBH, there was some defamation of character there. The lawsuit comes out. People can see the lawsuit. It says in the lawsuit that he was, in fact, locked out of his computer, though during a press conference said the complete opposite. Okay, so how do you feel about that line? Is it gaslighting? Is it like what? Where does that sit in the lie?
It's straight up line, but literally political banter for mainstream media is 98% of what they spend their time on.
Yeah,
if it seems like it'll be a hot button, or if it seems like it'll cause a rift, get attention, the whole goal is to gain traction with viewers.
Yeah.
They don't care if it's truth or a lie. They just want they want the viewership because that changes their ratings, changes how much they make off of the production, etc.
Well, right now the ratings are going down, specifically on the Trump side. The polling numbers are not looking good. I don't know. We keep going through this. The straight's open, the straight's not open. Like there's so much lying going on. It's hard to tell what's really going on.
Well, and unless you're on the inside and you can see the conversations that are actually had between him and the other powers that physically be, you know, there's this much going on behind closed doors, and we get 2.5 minutes.
Or a tweet.
Once a day.
Yeah.
You know, like you've got the books of the world back here being unfolded, and every day we're presented with this little 10-second snippet. And then, God forbid, depending on what news media outlet that you tune into, will determine
what
the take
is too.
On that. Yeah, because they don't, you know, they're there. There's like we've said before,
Selective.
There's a reason it's called programming.
Yeah,
because it's their narrative to try to pass whatever their personal view, agenda, whatever it may be. Conveyance is their game. That's their whole goal, is to literally put out what they think you need to perceive the situation as being.
Yeah.
Because this is an absolute mess that's going on right now, to the likes of which we've not dealt with in a hot minute. Now,
I mean, you had the Vietnam War. That was a hot mess.
Well, every
Cold
war has been a hot mess, hands down. But this one's very... Having sat and watched physical wars unfold multiple times... Yes, there's bombing that's occurring. Yes, there's people that are definitely losing their lives. But a whole lot of this is satire.
I mean,
because when you don't have like this inexhaustible level of defeat or victory that's coming out of one side or the other, at some point, like whatever you're blowing up clearly doesn't matter if you blow it up. You know, we're told, oh, they don't have a navy, yet they had boats that were shooting. They attacked. What was it? It was an oil tanker from. Was it Thailand or somewhere the other day that was going through the strait?
I saw that they tried to capture a boat.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, we've already seized one major cargo ship from China coming in there because they were sending them stuff to use. I mean, you know, one's as deep in the mud as the other is in the mire. We're dealing with a regime of individuals that are so utterly insane.
Yeah.
That life has no value to them. They don't care. They think they get killed, that's martyrdom, and they've done the best thing they can humanly do. And it's a cultic following. I mean, they're like cockroaches because literally we've taken out how many key supreme leaders? I mean, at some point you look at it and you're like, Jesus Christ, how many more of these people can there be in command? I mean, we were plugging them to the tune of one a day. One would go down, literally, oh, this one's being appointed the new blah, 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 pop, dead, gone, next one. I mean, literally, it's kind of like going to the carnival and you're doing that little shooting duck game as they come around the rotation.
I don't know, it's getting kind of weird when I'm getting my news from Legos.
Yeah.
And rap songs.
That's why I said literally.
Like we're winning the what's it called?
You have fully indulged satire at this point.
Yeah.
Because literally when something just goes on and on and on and on and oh, we fixed it, now it's broke. Oh, we fixed it, now it's broke. In the world we live in today, when you can literally have the president of the United States say, yes, aliens are real, and people don't even flinch, the concept of a war that's literally 8,000 miles around the other side of the planet that we hear, oh, we're winning, oh, it's done, oh, we're out, oh, we're back, oh, the mindset of the American people at this point is so exhausted. I don't want to say that they don't care because I don't think that that's what it is at all. It's not that they don't care.
Nah, it's that we've been flooded with so much stuff. I mean, we went from
at some point
Hawaii fires, California fires, massive earthquakes.
I mean, it's
murder
always
hornets,
something.
vaccinations.
Literally, every time you turn around,
nonstop.
literally every single day is filled with 20 to 30 points of political theater. And it's like you start to look at it after a while and you're like, I don't even have enough attention to divert to all of this.
No,
so
there's too much going on.
Nuke them, nuke us, kill everyone, kill whatever comes and goes is going to be whatever comes and goes because you're at the point where everything is firing on all cylinders and your personal resources are so exhausted because on top of all that, you still got to do daily life.
Yeah.
We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned for more Unchained Podcast.
All right, before we dive deeper into this, real quick, you ever feel like you didn't lose faith in one big dramatic moment? It kind of just slowly died. Like you blink and you're like, oh, okay, cool. I don't feel anything anymore. That's healthy. That's basically why I wrote Losing Faith, Navigating the Chessboard of Doubt and Faith. It's not one of those, I figured it out and now I'm a perfect Christian book. It's kind of the opposite. It's about me screwing up, dealing with addiction, feeling like God went completely silent, and then trying to figure out what that even means. I tie it into David's life because even a dude that God picks still manages to mess everything up. So yeah, if you're in a weird spot, you're not sure what you believe anymore, and you just need a little bit of hope, check out Losing Faith, Navigating the Chessboard of Doubt and Faith on losingfaithbook.com. You'll find it in the store. Go ahead and just navigate to it. It'll take you to the Amazon link. You can get it on anywhere they sell books. There's also an audiobook that you can check out on Spotify if you're watching directly on Spotify. Just type in Losing Faith, Navigating the Chessboard of Doubt and Faith. Can't wait to hear what you guys' thoughts are. Be sure, once you finish it, to leave a 5-star review. If it's not 5 stars, I'm going to come through the screen like I'm the girl from The Ring. All right? I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks. Okay, so if you're in a place right now that just feels a little off and you don't have some clean, put together answer for it, first of all, I want to say same. Second of all, that's why I want to say I built the Losing Faith Digital Sanctuary. It's on losingfaithbook.com, and it's not some polished fake, everything's amazing Christian thing. It's real resources for people dealing with addiction, mental health stuff, and trying to figure out what they actually believe without feeling judged for it. Because most people don't need another lecture, they just need something real. So what I did is pulled a whole bunch of resources and Christian content and apps and resources for PTSD, mental health, things that can cause real change and help you become a stronger Christian. So if you want to see what helped me on my journey and hope that it helps you too, then check out losingfaithbook.com. And let's jump right back into this podcast. I've been doing some research this week for this specific podcast. Have you ever heard of the book called The 48 Laws of Power?
I have not.
Okay. The 48 Laws of Power is a book, each, one of 48 laws. Each law specifically talks about how to manipulate people through omission. One of the laws says, say less than necessary. Let people project what their thoughts are on it. For instance, like when you saw like the post that Trump made where like he had his hand on, the guy's head, right? He didn't say anything about it, but he let people just like kind of assume what may.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that's a form of lying too? Omission and I guess using lies for manipulation.
Well,
Doesn't seem
yeah,
very good
because a
either.
half-truth is still a whole lie.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And if you create a void and you don't fill it with what is supposed to be said, and you let everything else just fill in the gaps, you've created a compound, which then just it's like dropping a match in a box of fireworks, and you've created a mess that literally will take 1,000 times more effort than had you just said what needed to be said to begin with and then went on with life, because then it wouldn't have been questioned, it wouldn't have been doubted, you wouldn't have had this lunatic's given their piece, this lunatic given their piece. It would have just been factual, obvious, here it is, move on.
Now, I understand like the need for smoke screens. Like when you're at a high level like Trump is at, right, and you have so much opposition, sometimes you have to throw a smoke screen.
Well, and
so that way you can get
and
things
he learned
done.
from his first administration, and because it is literally such a problem with this current.
Yeah, I mean, you want to build a
Demograph.
ballroom, they freak out.
It's hilarity at this point. Like, I don't care what he builds, to be quite honest with you. But at this point, he has to do the diversion tactics because there are literally rats and moles in every corridor of that building. So he knows that if he doesn't put out something that's just so far out, they're so stupid they'll chase it like a bloodhound on a cold path. But they'll go after, Trump threw his wedding ring on the rose garden, and I mean they'll spend 30 minutes out there looking for a ring.
I mean, they were lighting up Melania the other day too.
Yeah.
Now, okay, there's so much going on. I mean, it's nonstop. Epstein files. I mean, there's been lies since the beginning of my life, it seems like, that have just kind of compounded. And now it seems like there's a lot of things that are coming to the light. But I want to focus more on God and Scripture, and as to what are your thoughts on as why God hates lying when you are a Christian and as you are a Christian and you're going through your life, how does it affect you as a Christian to be a liar or to be on the receiving end of a lie? How do you protect yourself from it? And so I think you're on the wrong page. We are on segment 5. Next section.
I'm using this so much here, obviously.
All right, so I pulled some verses. Proverbs 6:16 and 19, if you want to read it real quick.
So this is the whole concept. This is installment number 6 in this 7-part coverage that we're doing. There's 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: a lying tongue, a false witness who pours out lies, which is where we're at.
Yeah,
today.
I kind of paraphrased.
So then you put on here John 8 and 44. The devil was a murderer from the beginning. not holding to the truth, and that there is no truth within him. When he lies, he speaks his native language. Yeah. So literally there, you want to know why God hates it. You summarized it with one scripture. So, you can be of godliness or you can be of worldliness. And anytime you proliferate or perpetuate a lie in any facet, no matter how you did it, whether it's through blatant straight up telling a lie, deception, a half truth, omission, not saying something when you should have said something. Yeah. However, you have assisted. You have stepped into the forefront of John 8:44, and you are practicing that which goes against everything holy, because you have good and true, bad and lie.
Facts.
So you are literally, that's why God says, I'd rather you be hot or cold than to be lukewarm, because I'll spew you out of my mouth, because you're just at the end of the day,
you're either walking
you're
God's light or
fake,
you're not.
Pretty face.
Yeah.
It's like makeup. You take the makeup off at the end of the day and the real person shines through. And that's what happens with a lot of people. They talk a good talk, they'll walk a good walk. But when the rubber meets the road and you see what's on the inside and you live the lie, you've wasted my time, your time, and everybody else's time.
I mean, okay, so when I was a kid, I was an idiot. I was an idiot. We pretty much established
some things
this.
have not changed.
It has not changed. I mean, I feel like it's kind of changed. Anyway, all right, well, thanks.
But did you die?
I mean, no,
anyway.
I survived. Okay, all right, so when I was a kid, I mean, for some reason, I would lie to, like, my mom if I knew I was going to get in trouble. I'm trying to figure out where that instinct comes from, because clearly it's a primal instinct that we have, and God says that we need to die to ourselves, right? But to be able to walk with Him. So why is it that, like, I guess this is like an atheistic question, but, like, why did God make us this way and then tell us that we have to die to it? Free
will, because if you'd have been programmed, you'd be a robot, and there wouldn't have been any need for Jesus to come. There would have been no need of redemption.
Gotcha.
Because there would have been nothing free occurring.
Yeah.
It would have just been scripted, played, done.
Yeah. But that's a hard thing, is, like, dying to yourself is very hard to do.
Well, of course it is. It's the flesh. The flesh is the hardest thing you'll ever deny, and everything that you ever lie about in some way perpetuates itself through the wants of the flesh.
Yeah, some kind of primal fear or pride.
Whatever it is, it'll tie to something physical, one way or another. It'll tie to this thing we're walking around, and it'll tie to it.
Now, one thing that we didn't touch on in that same kind of thing is someone who bears false witness.
Yeah, same thing. That's just pretending where you're not.
I've seen, like, a lot of court cases, where someone's saying someone did something, but they really didn't, but they're just trying to make money off of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a corrupt world. And what's funny is, like, when you're in the world, it just seems normal. It seems like a typical Tuesday. Oh, so-and-so said this, but they probably didn't mean it like this.
Well, that's because the corruption level of today's society is 1,000 times higher than it ever has been.
Yeah.
Because the longer it goes, the bigger it gets.
I mean, I feel like we've gotten so far from actually having relationships with God, too.
Yeah.
Like, you look back at, like, Abraham. He knew, hey, God needs me to go make a sacrifice. I'm going to go up to the mountain. Oh, I'm supposed to give my son. Oh, never mind. He's going to provide the lamb. Like, he had a relationship with him. Adam and Eve, they were in the garden. They had a relationship with him. Even after they sinned, they still had a relationship with him. He made him close. We worship a God. I'm about to sneeze. I'm fighting it. We're supposed to be worshiping a God, but I feel like the longer that we've gone, the further away from true worship we've actually gotten to. And now worship is like, listening to your favorite Christian song and putting your hands up. Is that a lie in itself too?
Of course it is. It's false witness.
Yeah.
Literally, that's bearing false witness.
Yeah.
Because it's fake, it's placating. God won't be made a mockery.
No.
Hands down. And if you think he can't see through when you're actually there in a moment of worship and when you're just being theatrical,
yeah,
that again goes right back to I'd rather you be hot or cold than lukewarm. Because there's a ton of people sitting in the front row of many churches around this world that'll absolutely be on the front row of hell when time comes.
Yeah. Do you know who Theo Vaughn is?
Never heard of him.
He's a podcaster.
I mean, I guess I probably have heard of.
He's
I
got
don't
like the
know him,
mullet.
though.
He's a comedian.
Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Yes, I know
Sometimes wears
exactly who you're
sunglasses,
talking-
sometimes
yep,
not.
I know who you're talking about. Yep.
Okay, all right. So he was on a podcast. I guess it was his podcast, and he was talking, and he said something I think I would consider it very profound. He has some really, really good one-liners, but he's quick with a clip, man. So he was saying specifically, and I thought it was interesting. He said, "I've been praying recently to God that He could heal me, or stop something that I'm doing, whether it be pornography or what I'm dealing with." He said, "And recently, what I've been doing is I know that there's a part of me that feels like I'm lying to God while I'm praying." And so I've been asking God to deal with that first.
Okay.
Before He deals with
I'm
asking.
That's a very correct.
That was probably the most honest thing, and I don't think I've ever thought of it like that. Because when I was dealing with addiction, right, you always like, oh, God, take this from me, take this cup. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, I knew like tomorrow I was probably going to mess it up.
Yeah.
And I never really thought of that being a lie to God, like, hey, can you please? And I don't know. It was interesting.
Well, that is, but I mean, you're kind of getting a little outside of the parameters of where the lie is.
Yeah.
Because you're at that point now you're into fighting the flesh.
Yeah.
So it's not really that you're trying to do a lie from malintent. It's that your human nature is still
like deep down
stronger
yeah.
than your conviction to change.
I feel like we could learn a lot from that, though. Like, I feel like that's something that maybe I should bring into my prayer life. Because I feel like there are times where I'm like, yeah, God, and then...
Yeah, I mean, the best way, honest to God, if you want something changed in your life, don't, God, I'm bad with money. God, help me to save money. You can pray that until the end of time.
You got to start making
You have
changes.
wasted your time.
Yeah.
No, what you need to be praying is, God, teach me how to handle my finances correctly.
Give me wisdom.
Give me the self-discipline to stop wasting. Because basic budgeting can rule out whether or not you have the ability to sustain the life you're living or not. And the second portion of that is vanity, so live within your means. If you're working a job where you make $15 an hour and you're trying to live in an apartment by yourself that's $1,200 a month, plus utilities, a car payment, gas, groceries, and electric,
insurance,
you have already screwed the pooch because
fun.
You're trying to literally do the impossible.
Yeah.
And unless you're, running a Coke mule on the side, that ain't going to happen. So For the record, yeah.
Oh, man.
But sincerely, you've got people that literally just have never been taught how to pray, which is one of the saddest things on the face of the planet.
It took me a while to kind of find my flow. I mean, for a while there, I grew up in church as a kid, and I feel like they used Old Testament talk when they pray.
Oh, yeah.
Out loud.
These, the vowels, the thems, yeah.
Thy Lord. I mean, even like when we were like
with religiosity.
Yeah, even like when we were like blessing the bread, we'd have to read the prayer specifically. If we messed up the prayer at all, we'd have to reread it. It was weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna even get into that, but I mean, it was just I don't know.
That's hermeneutics.
So
literally,
like
it's theatrics of the church.
At that point, I mean, yes, he taught us to pray
to a degree, an outline.
He gave us an outline, and some people take it as face value. And there are some churches that like you walk in there, they'll recite it immediately to a T.
Yep.
But that gets back into, I feel like, Pharisee territory slightly.
Of course.
Because God wants a relationship with you. You want to be open and honest in a relationship. If you're lying to yourself or you're lying to God, right? That's like lying to a partner.
Well, he goes right on into Scripture, and he states very clearly that you don't get a result to your prayers because of your vain repetitions.
Yeah.
Do you think it... I'll never forget. I can't remember exactly what pastor it was that covered this back several years ago. But he said, when you're talking to God, you don't have to go through the motions of, oh, Lord, now thank you, Lord. Lord, I'm so glad, Lord, that we came to you, Lord, 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 Lord. Like every 30 seconds, someone's saying that. They said, one, do you think he's deaf? 2, do you not think he knows you're talking to him? And 3, how many times do you have to remember who you're praying to? And he said, just talk.
Yeah.
Just talk. Cut out the hermeneutics, cut out the religiosity and all the other banter and noise, and just go do the thing he told you to do, which is to come and commune with him.
We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned for more Unchained Podcast.
All right. We'll get back into this in just a second, but there's one more thing I want to tell you, okay? We wrote a book called Broken Range. It's basically what happens when you take trauma, a small town, a storm that feels personal, and just everything can't go right. It follows a girl coming back home after an abusive relationship and her mom dying, which is already a great start, and it just gets worse from there in a good way. There's mystery, there's people you can't trust, there's stuff happening that shouldn't be happening, there's guns, there's actions, and you're figuring it all out in real time. It's gritty, it's real, there's faith in it, but not in a preachy way. Unless listening to a radio where someone's shouting at you is preachy, then, that's in there too. But that's at losingfaithbook.com on the homepage. If you scroll down, you'll see all the information about Broken Range. Can't wait to hear what your thoughts are. Feel free to check it out. Get your copy. And then on May 1st, we are going to have a book signing out in Dover. All the information's on my Facebook page. Check it out. Can't wait to see you there. And let's get back into this podcast. If you've been listening to the podcast, you're like, all right, this isn't your typical Christian content. That's the point. On losingfaithbook.com, you can also sign up for the Kingdom Collective, which is basically an extension of that. It's merch, yeah, but it's more like identity. You don't have to have it all together, but you're not faking it either, which honestly is most of us. So if you want to support what we're building or just wear something that actually means something, check out losingfaithbook.com, sign up for the Kingdom Collective, and check out the merch store. Let's get back into this podcast, guys. I'm not going to take too much of your time. So I found this interesting. We were in our lesson last week. We were talking about Daniel in the lion's den. And it was talking about how he would go up to his room and he would pray 3 times a day with the window open, even though the decree came out. But what was funny was at the end of the verse, it said something that he already did. Like, it wasn't something that changed just because the law changed. It was something that he was doing continuously every single day. And what I've come to realize is that you have to really step up your prayer life with God. A lot of us just reach out to God when we need something, like the genie in the bottle of Jesus, yeah. And the problem is, like, when problems hit, now we're like, oh God, I need your help, and He's like, dude, where were you when there was no problems?
Yep.
Right. And so you have to build up that spiritual strength, I think, is a big thing.
Well, the more you're in communication, the more wisdom, discernment, and knowledge that you naturally develop and gain.
Yeah.
And that's why He tells you that in all you're getting, get wisdom and understanding, because a lot of times this is the purpose of discernment. When you have the knowledge already in you, you don't constantly have to go back to the well to get more. If I go to the bank and I take out money enough to cover whatever it is that I'm trying to go and do or buy, I don't have to keep going back to the bank and get more. No. I've got enough.
Yeah.
And that's where the discernment comes in, because spiritual knowledge and spiritual wisdom, the discernment factor it's the best filter on the face of the planet. Because when the things come at you, whatever it may be, you have that inert understanding, that divine revelation, whatever it is that's needed for that season. And you don't have to constantly go back, oh, God, give me wisdom for this. Oh, God, give me wisdom for that. Whatever it may end up being, He's not a vending machine.
Mm-mm.
And He gives you the measure of faith. So you already are equipped, endowed, and in possession of what you needed to go through whatever it was to begin with.
Yep.
It's just a matter of, do you have your heart and your spiritual mind where it needs to be? It would be like needing a tool to do a job. And the tool's in your toolbox.
Yeah.
But you keep going back to the toolbox and getting every tool except for the one that you need to do the job.
You keep going to the store to buy another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to, but they're out.
You're stuck on, at that point, you're stuck on stupid.
Yeah.
Because you won't just shut up and look at it with spiritual discernment and go, oh, okay, this makes a much better this concept is far more practical than what I've been doing. Why am I chasing this rabbit hole?
Yeah.
When I could have just,
So, why do we lie, you think?
Because it is unfortunately human nature. It's the evasion tactic that is self-built in. It's a part of fight or flight. Because a lot of times lying will buy you some time. Now, granted, anybody that knows how a liar works, the next lie has to be bigger than the first one, and so on. Because the bigger it gets, the more it takes to make it believable.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a point of hilarity where it's just, so far-fetched that there is nothing left to believe.
And
but you may
second
have
you start
yourself so
lying, then you got to
convinced.
keep snowballing it.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Literally, with every single lie you tell, if you're going to try to carry that narrative, buddy, you better get to be one crafty storyteller, because otherwise you're going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be found out quicker than you know what's going on.
You got to have a good memory when you're a liar. That's for sure.
You better be sure you're good at repeating things.
All right, this is a good question, and I'm just curious what your thoughts are on it. What about lying to protect someone? Is that ever justified?
It depends, I believe, completely on the intent, because God sees the heart.
Okay, so like for instance, the daughter is too young or whatever, and she goes and she steals something.
Mm-hmm.
The mom or the cops go to the door, blah blah, and she says that it's her instead of her daughter.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
No. I get the mother nature, or the nurturing aspect coming in there, and you're wanting to fall on the sword.
Yeah.
But the problem in that scenario is, if she did it once, she'll do it again. And you're just proliferating a much worse outcome down the road. Whereas as a child, she's going to get her hand slapped anyway.
Yeah.
Either you're not going to throw her in Rikers for the next 20 years because she stole a candy bar or whatever it may end up being.
Yeah.
You're far better off letting her go through the absolute scare of, oh my God, I'm going to go to jail. She's not going to go to jail. She's a minor.
Yeah.
It's common sense. No business is going to waste their time trying to
What was
prosecute
that old
you
show,
over-
Scared Straight?
Yeah.
What happened in that
Yeah.
show? Why'd that go away?
But literally, that's a situation where that the consequence would probably be the best nullifier in stopping it from continuing on and on and on.
Yeah. What's one thing you've lied to yourself about? I have one. I know what mine is. I don't want to steal it from you.
This is not meant to sound vain, but I, at this point in my life, am horribly blunt with myself.
Nah, you lie to yourself. I watch it. I watch it happen. I'm just curious of you to see it. I was going to say you lie to yourself a lot, that you're not good enough and that people don't care about you. You tell yourself that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty self-judgmental. I'll agree with that one.
So my question is, why do you lie to yourself like that? When God specifically gave us a book, inside of the book, it tells you certain things. God says that you are this, you are loved, you are a child of God, you are.
Okay, so I'll flip that one on you because I'm human. That's the ultimate answer.
Well, no, I know. I'm just wondering why you do that to yourself.
Why do you jump to the most irrational conclusion every single time something happens with your job, when only patience is needed to see that that's not what the outcome is?
Well,
and you've had it preached to you by me for years.
I guess I feel like
he's going to try to rationalize this one.
No,
folks.
I feel like I've been in bad jobs in the past, so like I feel like I've seen things, and I have pattern recognition, and so like I'll see something and I'm like, this reminds me of this, and that's why I do it to myself. But I lie to myself about that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get paranoid a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I just assume the world doesn't like me.
I gotta sneeze.
Okay. Social media has a way of making people present themselves as a certain identity, a false narrative, right? If you post a picture with a filter,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
you tighten things up, is that technically lying?
Yeah, 100%. Makeup's the best lie ever invented.
Facts.
I'm ugly. This is like a construction site that went horribly wrong somewhere. But
I mean, God put you together, right?
I didn't say he didn't have a sense of humor.
He might have had a mask on.
He
was like, let me see if I can do this one blindfolded. Like with
Yeah,
the cake boss, when the
this-
cake boss had the blindfold on, and he's putting a flower on a cake.
I was probably during the Helen Keller experiment, but, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What was wrong with Helen Keller? Okay, speaking of,
Oh,
there
my
is
God,
a
we're not
conspiracy
going down
theory.
this
There
rabbit
is a
hole.
conspiracy theory with Helen Keller that
Jesus.
she was not blind, deaf, or dumb.
Well, I could say she's the best actress of mankind, so kudos to her. She pulled it off.
Bro, could you imagine like making that your identity, even if it was true that was a lie? I mean, you had to go all in. You couldn't back out. You couldn't back out at all. You were locked in, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit of performative. All right, last question, and I'm curious what your thoughts are. Have you ever been gaslit,
Yep.
or have you ever done it to someone else?
Oh, I'm sure that's twofold. Everybody has done it, and everybody has undoubtedly had it done to
I've
them.
gaslit you a couple times.
Probably today.
Well, I mean, I'm just gassy by nature.
Yes, well, especially now that you have no appendix.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know for a fact that when I was in relationships, especially unhealthy relationships, I'd use gaslighting, and
yeah.
that's awful.
Yeah, you want some froyo?
No. Yeah, facts, dude. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
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 I wonder if she ever watches this.
I pray not.
If she does, she might be like, yeah, he's different now. I don't know. Or she might be like, I don't know. Maybe he's gaslighting America. I don't know.
America? Sure.
America?
America.
I miss that
Come on,
show.
Bernie. I
Come
do
on,
miss Bernie. He
man.
was good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, gaslighting is just, unfortunately, for some people, does become a way of life. But a lot of times, it's just a smokescreen that they use because it's a deferment tactic. All right. Well,
Okay.
that's
all,
all,
right, sorry.
folks.
I was thinking.
That's why I seen smoke.
Okay. The truth doesn't just set you free. It finally lets you be known. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know where you pulled that from.
It's a fortune
but-
cookie. I pulled it from a fortune cookie. No, I'm just kidding. I'm talking about that was a lie.
I'm being gaslit and lied to. Also, while irritated.
No, I'm a Christian. I would
Jesus.
never do that to you. No, the truth doesn't just set you
just lied
free.
again.
It finally lets you be known. So I feel like a lot of us, especially like when we're in like middle school, high school, right? In that weird, awkward phase, we tend to lie to ourselves, and we tend to put on personas that don't fit. We try different things out, and we're lying to ourselves. We're not our authentic selves. Yeah. Okay. When you finally take that mask off and you finally find out who you truly are
Yep.
in Christ, I feel like your life actually starts.
Well, of course, because you're no longer trying to live something that you can't fabricate.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what it amounts to. It's when you get down to the brass tacks of the matter, and it's like, this is what I am. This is who I am.
Yeah.
Now, who you are and where you are can change. You can change it. You can decide to change it. Or you can stay
Yeah.
sedimentary and wherever that you are.
You
That's
telling me
a
I need to go to the
choice.
gym? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, you've needed to do that for the last 3 years.
I told people for my New Year's resolution I was going to go to the gym.
You lied.
I lied. All right.
You went
Well,
and got a massage.
I did technically go to the gym. I
Yeah,
just didn't
not for the
do the
participation
gym.
trophy.
Yeah, no, I threw my
Yeah.
back out, and I was,
No, of course
In a
you threw
whack.
his back out. No, he just went for the hydro massage straight up. That's all. I
bro.
sat,
It was
I
a
sat in the
it
parking
was a
lot and
chair
waited.
massage.
I don't care. Chair, hydro,
The chairs are nice.
whimsical nature.
They go like
Which is astonishing
neck
as
and
to
back.
how much you cry if someone actually tries to give you a massage. So that's hilarious that a mechanical
That's
device
because
can
people
do
are
it.
mean. mean. They're just chairs. At least you know they have some boundaries. They're not going
This
to try
is
to
why
stab
I
you
doubt
to death.
his pain when he said he was dying. Anyway,
You thought I was
so,
lying?
No, I just know you're literally the walking definition.
You thought I was lying when I was
of
dying?
A man cold.
It rhymes, so it's true.
Okay, well, that's your truth, I guess.
I really thought I was lying to myself and I wasn't as bad as it was. I'm really glad that I convinced myself to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would hope to God that you would, put a little note in this particular pain category to remember that one, so that if it ever does go back to that it's a reference point that, hey, this isn't just the man cold and I'm sad on the inside, cough, cough, fizz, fizz.
What a wonderful flu this is.
What a wonderful flu this is. Because with you, if it's a headache, if it's a toe ache, if it's a
Why
whatever.
are you calling me out on this? I don't understand.
I seen that bus coming by, so I figured I'd chuck you at the wheels.
Well, thank you.
So, just keeping you honest in front
How'd
of
you
the
stop
public.
being honest, huh?
Oh,
Why don't you go
okay.
work back on your primal instincts there?
Okay. Try to lie more?
Yeah.
Got it.
Hop back on the
You're
lying train.
amazing.
Thank you, I know. Appreciate it.
Studio burst into flames. Anyway.
All right, so final thoughts on lying.
Just don't.
Anything with the devil, anything with the
That's all he has is lies.
he's the
Because
father
he's
of
the
lies.
father of lies. If he can't get you with deception, he can't get you with anything.
I like
That's
to
why
think
if you
of
got the discernment, then you always have a leg up on the issue.
I think of Adam and Eve, the very first lie that was ever told.
You will surely not die.
And you will be like
him.
him.
Yep. That's all it took was a lie.
I mean, seriously,
And
she
you
ended
wonder
up
why
dying.
you wonder why he hates it.
Yeah.
It was the basis for the fall of humanity. That's probably a good starting point.
I feel like that was kind of a setup.
Was it?
I don't know.
You got two people that could talk with God any time of the day. We have no idea how long they lived in the garden before this incident occurred. They could have been in there thousands of years.
Yeah. You just got tired of eating
I'm pretty
the same
sure he
fruit.
didn't put them in there at 9 a.m. and by
It was a
1,
perfect world.
she was over there, gnawing on a tree. I'm pretty sure that they were in there for a hot minute before the devil figured out how he was
find
going to
it
manage to
interesting-
deceive her.
I find it interesting that they weren't able to reproduce until after sin enters the world. But I think that was God's grace. So, you ever think about this? And this is just me. They could not die,
Yeah.
so there was no need to reproduce. There was no need to continue a family line.
Yeah, I mean, you had a crafted, handmade creation.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
And then the second that sin enters the world, he says, you're going to be able to have kids. You're going to have to mow lawns. This is what was given to us. But I think it's interesting that she was able, even though they did die, their lineage got to live on and on and on and on.
Well, yeah, I
And
mean,
technically we are related.
He didn't create his best masterpiece just to see it
Just dwindle and disappear.
expire. That was his.
Yeah.
That was his most favorite thing.
And what's crazy is, even though we sinned, even though they messed up, right? Now we get to live because of it too and be with him. It's not just two people that get to worship him forever. It's like thousands upon thousands upon thousands.
Millions upon multiple. Well, billions
Yeah,
upon
I guess
multiplied billions.
Think about that. That's crazy.
And probably even, we don't know.
Probably more.
We have no way of knowing.
Yeah. I keep hoping he's going to come back, but then also there's some people I still need to find faith. So I don't know. It's a toss up. I feel like I'm still working on some stuff too.
Well, everyone who's in the journey will be working on it until the last breath goes out of them.
You find it hard to follow the narrow road?
Well, of course. Because it tells you, that narrow is the road that leads to salvation, but broad and wide is the path that leads to destruction. It's easy.
You really have to put blinders on that.
Human nature makes it where that you always, if you're not paying attention.
Slip.
Yeah. It is human nature.
I feel like we have to stop lying to ourselves, and we really have to get into God's word, because God's word is true, right?
Yeah.
If you know what truth is, then you can decipher lies faster. Yeah. All right. Well, that's what I got on today's lesson.
Look at you go.
I'm sorry that it took us so long to actually get back into this, but it's been a weird couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been an eternity. It's just there's been a lot happen
Yeah, well.
in the last 18
If I had died, would
days.
you have continued the podcast?
No.
Really?
Yeah,
You
because
would have just left people hanging?
I'd probably find some way to put out a message. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to run this. So, yeah.
I need to teach you how to run the thing. You literally hit the power button and you hit the record button. It's not that hard.
Sure.
And then you have the outro button.
This message is brought to you by the Losing Faith.
See? Super easy. You can just pop an outro, or you can pop an intro. It's great.
You think you're this cool, don't you?
I just like buttons.
I know.
I'm a button pusher.
You really like to push them.
I like to push buttons.
That's all for this week, folks.
All right. We're going to do a couple shout-outs here. Shout-outs.
Ah!
No. No.
Noises!
All right. Shout-out to Stealth Outfitters. I did a little message on TikTok the other day, and they made this hat. All right. They're not a paid sponsor, okay, but we're just going to shout them out here. He ended up quitting his job, a very good job, and going full-time as a hat maker. And I think, honestly, probably the best choice he'll ever make.
He does amazing
He does great work. Yeah. So if you guys want to check him out, he's on TikTok. He constantly does auctions. He's a really good dude. His family is always working with him. His wife, yeah, great guy. So shout out to him. All right. Shout out to Casey. Remember last time that we left, we said, hey, be sure to put, finished, made it to the end. At the end of the comments.
Casey did.
Casey made it to the end, so we're going to give her a little clap. Thank you, Casey, for watching to the end. I'm telling you, dude, they're good people, man. They are great people.
I love those two.
I know. I love
all
them too.
three of them.
Facts.
Two.
Well, I guess there's more than that. You got the brothers. You got them all, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because it comes with a squad.
Pretty much.
Mod
A
squad.
whole little colony
They
of
pulled
them.
us out of some holes.
Oh, my God.
Literally, and then they dug some holes for us, too, but that's a whole nother thing.
I'm pretty sure Mark wanted to put me in some of those holes at some point.
One time I walked up to him and I said, hey, do you need help with this? He said, no, you're fine. And I'm like, dude, like, you're helping me. And I'm like, I'm going to try to help you. And he's like, no, I got this. Like,
He knew you'd just get in the way.
yeah, I mean, I have a way of getting in people's way. Shout out to Miss Shirley and Bonnie for saving my life, taking me to the hospital. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Who do you want to shout out?
That's putting me on the spot because I've been playing referee and
I kind of stole two of your shout outs, but that's okay.
I've been playing cleanup master, so we'll just pause mine and I'll figure somebody to shout out during the next little segment.
All right, you work on that.
I've been playing recon duty with
There's
you.
got to be
for
someone
2
you can
weeks.
shout out here.
I don't know anybody off the top of my head because I've been running in circles.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll let you go. All right, guys. This time for real, it's the real outro. Anything else, Richie?
Nah, we're good.
Catch you next week.
This message is brought to you by the Losing Faith Digital Sanctuary. If this encouraged your heart, please share this video, like it, and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to get a copy of Losing Faith, Navigating the Chessboard of Doubt and Faith, visit losingfaithbook.com. If you want to help us share hope with others, find out how at losingfaithbook.com/outreach. And to stay connected, follow us at bio.site/losingfaith.